Greetings. Hey, it's Susie Q here. There's been a progression with some of the messages on these videos, and I just want to go back just a little bit for a review. And when we first started doing these videos, we started working with the in breath and the out breath. We did a little bit of tapping here, and then we also did begin the awareness of synchronicity. Then another video we did was all about synchronicity. And then yesterday's video was all about our spiritual world and the blueprint or the design of this beautiful planet that we chose to come to. And today we're going to be looking at another view of that. So expanding from just awareness with the breath, connecting in with the body, looking at synchronicity, and also looking at there's a greater purpose, a greater design of this your life. And so today we're going to be looking at some really beautiful things that we see in this loving space is this idea for karma. Sometimes people will hear the word karma, and it's kind of like you kind of get back what you put out. So it's really about experiencing life in a really loving and beautiful way. And so a good way to really take a look at that is to be in a spirit of giving. And so we know that when we're and that it's like an idea of circulation too. When you start giving, then you start receiving more, giving and receiving more. So we find this kind of easily into our awareness as we're moving about the day. So circulation, or this idea of giving, has a wonderful benefit to you, because as you're giving to others, then you're opening up almost like whole new frequencies or new portals for you as you shine more light into the things that you're attracting. For example, if you're attracting really something beautiful in your life right now, then, and if you're really broadcasting it through the light that you are and through the frequencies that you reside in, then that will come right back to you. Okay, so we know that kind of works that way, that law of attraction or the law of opposites, or just being a good Samaritan, just being really good and helpful. But we have an opportunity here to also look at this idea of what is energy. Now, a lot of us, I'm not trained as a physics person or a doctor person that knows all this stuff, but I can tell you this, that each one of us has an energy field that surrounds us, okay? And that we have opportunities to play in that field in the ways that we are calling forth as lessons or opportunities to grow and expand and share more of that light. So as we're moving through the energies, I used to say where thoughts go, energy flows. And not too long ago, I had a change of thought about that, where thoughts go, energy flows. To me, because it's uncanny and funny, but I always say now, energy precedes thought. Okay, because sometimes we get kind of fuzzy with all the energy and how we operate with our bodies, but a lot of times the energy is kind of coming forward for you as you're moving into something new and different. So with that, energy precedes the thought. Now that's kind of a mind trick, but it's interesting because as we look at this energetic, beautiful planet that we're on, and even our beautiful bodies and the people that we have experiences with, we have opportunities to do exchanges of energy. So if we're just looking at energy, you could even say it's like your breath, or it's like the breath of life, or you could even say it's almost like a soul aspect of you that's coming through, that's so divinely beautiful and always in perfect harmony. And so as we move through this energy awareness of being in this really loving space, where the idea of giving and then receiving, and then giving, and then receiving is really kind of a neat, almost like a torus, a toroidal field. It's just kind of coming in and then coming back down, then coming back in and coming back down. So it's constantly in flow. So this world that we live in, the spiritual world we talked about yesterday, and all the little miracles with that, there were so many different things that came up during that conversation. But now we're moving more into that field of energy. And what is energy? Energy is could be an action, it could be a thought, it could be a blessing, it could be a prayer, it could be an act of gratitude, an act of service. So, right now on this planet, so many people are coming up and being of service to others. That they're really stepping up and seeing that there's something right now, there's something I can see that I can do to help another person. And it's so easy. You can recognize something, and then it could be just a gesture, a kind smile, or reaching out and calling somebody, or, reaching out if you know somebody has some different circumstances. You might offer something or a meal, for another person. You might offer just a generous offer to be of support, especially if the kids are home and parents maybe need some breaks or things like that. That there's opportunities where we're able to really extend our heart, extend our energy to another person to be of assistance. And as we do that, that's that giving nature, that's I am of service here on this planet. And in turn, I just love receiving service and love from other people. It's just is so wonderful to know that somebody sees me in my highest light and recognizes that there may be something even for me that would be of support to me at this time. So this experience of energy and motion, again, I used to say thought creates matter. My thoughts create. Now I say energy precedes thought. So I want to talk about that a little bit. So we do have the intention, with our thoughts and our prayers and our minds and all the things that we're creating. But we also know that with the body, that we are divine beings encased in these beautiful bodies that we chose. That encased inside of us is this treasury of this beautiful essence of who we are. So as we are moving about with our own personal awareness and our own personal plans for this lifetime, we have opportunities to simply sit, like we did that little bit of that breathing meditation that first day we started, and coming into the tapping and bringing awareness and affirmations into the body. We have awareness that we have opportunities to really shine our light more deeply with ourselves and with others. And when we do that, this is where the energy precedes thought is that we don't necessarily have to articulate it or even think it. It's just this wave of energy that comes in. And it comes in sometimes at the nick of time, And that is that energy that's preceding thought or preceding awareness that comes in and creates a soft landing for you as you're beginning to move about the frequencies on this planet at this time. Now, many people right now are experiencing huge shifts in their frequencies. Some people will say, I feel tired today, or I have anxiety, or I'm sad, or up and down, but these are frequencies that are moving about right now. And it's so important, if it's possible for you, is to begin to see or experience or even just believe it's possible that these frequencies about are in favor for your highest good. Okay? Sometimes we're like, oh God, womp, womp, womp. But if you start looking at the frequencies and even the emotional ups and downs or ebbs and flows that you have right now, it's always good to know that what you're being presented with is exactly the right medicine for you now, the right frequency medicine. And the best we can do for you is, if you're having any kind of really kind of dips in your frequency or in your awareness or in your heart, that you can come into a space of gratitude. We do look at this as a loving place, a loving planet, a loving set of circumstances that is the perfect environment for sharing more love, more compassion. And a lot of times when I work with people, we move into unconditional love, and it's kind of that unconditional love or universal love. For me, that means a really soft and a very subtle form of love energy. And that is a beautiful experience I get to have fairly often. But when whatever feelings we're working with, we have opportunities to kind of, come up into our heart space and even into our high heart here between the heart and the throat chakra, and really come into awareness that we could, even if we're feeling a little bit different, like not 100%, that we can come in and do a kind gesture for another person. Or another place that you love. If it's a place that you love and you want to do a kind and generous, even like call and check in with people. It doesn't have to be a purchase of anything, but sending that love right from your heart space. Whew. This is a loving place. It's an energy. We are energy based. So many names for that. So many people are like frequencies, energies. What the heck does that mean? I totally get that. I perceive energy. In my body and in my awareness, I am able to perceive energy and get a message from that, and then I'm able to quickly adapt to something different. It doesn't happen overnight sometimes. It can happen like lickety split, right? But when we look at this planet as a loving place where we can be of service to others, and also we are receivers of that beautiful gift of service and love from another person or another place or thing. So we really want to focus right now with this ability to look at this planet as a loving place and also a high energy place that we can create. And as we're creating this loving place, of course, there's all the kinds of signs that there's not love here. We always get an opportunity to look at the opposite. So, for what we're attracting is what we get, but every once in a while, if we kind of get a little bit loose with our intentions, we might be attracting something that we don't want. And that's a great lesson too. That's energy in motion, showing you when you're not completely in alignment with what you're attracting, like love, abundance, prosperity, a better relationship, a better feeling in my body, better relationships all the way around, and creating more business in my life, or creating a different frequency that I can really sit with, is we have these opportunities where distractions come in, or something that comes in and it creates some disharmony within. And that's another reminder, get right back where you're at. And don't let those things that come in that are disruptive to you, don't let it make it a big deal. It's the kind of thing when somebody says, oh, blah, 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 and it doesn't resonate for you. And you're just like, I'm so over hearing this stuff. It's so simple. You can just do a simple, hey, wow. Thank you for sharing that. And I see that as just a really a different perspective. It's a different way of looking at life. Thanks so much for sharing. Do you know what I mean? So you can go into something like that. So people have all these opinions right now. It's so interesting. And we have a choice to stay in a love-based frequency or a peace or calm frequency. And when the other signs come up that's different than that, we can always shine our beautiful light by saying, wow, I never looked at it that way. Thanks for that different and unique perspective that you're experiencing right now. And you just smile. There's so much different things that are happening. And so, but I just want to just give a big shout out of love to all of you who are broadcasting your beautiful breath of life, your beautiful awareness of your beautiful body, that you're breathing out the synchronicities and you're noticing them. And they just come in so easily now. And you have awareness of it and I love it. And then you're also playing in this beautiful field, this beautiful planet that we love so much, this beautiful loving space. Oh gosh. I just love you and see you holding the highest light for this beautiful energy planet, this beautiful energy that you exude into the world, and just keep on shining that gorgeous light. Just your smile changes the world all the way around you. Just your smile. Love you so much. Have a beautiful day. Many, many blessings, and namaste.